Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I'm not really fully feeling this story with Everett and this DID stuff because I'm just like, okay, what? Okay, if professional psychologists, therapists couldn't sit there and break through with this Everett Bobby stuff, then what is Jada or Stephanie actually going to do? But Stephanie goes to get Jada and asks her to talk to Bobby and try to help Everett. And at first she's like, this is a bad idea. But eventually she agrees to do it because she's just a good person. So she goes down there and she talks to Bobby, and Bobby's being all flirtatious and everything, and Stephanie, I mean, Jada just shuts that down right then and there, like, yo, listen, I'm with someone, that ain't happening. And she tries to get Bobby to let Everett come out, and basically Smith is saying, I get it, you've been protecting him his whole life, but maybe if he faces the trauma that you protected him from, you'll be helping him. Because at the Royal, your whole role is to sit there and um help Everett, right? You're there to protect Everett. You're there to help him. This is going to help him by facing his fears. But of course, Bobby doesn't see it that way, and he tries to make it seem like, oh, you're trying to get me, try to get rid of me, like I'm some sort of parasite, and this, that, and the third. And then he brings up that I can help you solve a murder, a cold case. He doesn't sit there and say what it is, and he's like, well, you're just gonna have to come back tomorrow. So now he wants to sit there and string this along to try to bargain with his survival. Because this isn't even really, I mean, this may be part of helping Everett, protecting him from all the bad stuff, but this is also about him wanting to be the dominant personality. So while that's going on, Stephanie meets up with Paulina. And Paulina's like, I'm so glad that we dodged that last bullet or whatever with the whole um, recounting of votes and stuff, and trying to kick her out of office. But Stephanie's like, you have another problem now. The way that you fired Melinda, okay? Optics. Basically, she says, you fired a woman of color to hire a rich white man. And Paulina had that, what? That what surprising look on herself. And I'm just like, wait, let me get this straight. You know damn well, if you saw somebody else do the exact same thing that you did, you would have that same negative adverse reaction to that. Hell, she was the person that when she first came into the show, what did she say when she was talking about basic black? See? That's something else that they stole from us. A color. Now, that was incredibly stupid, but I just want to remind people of just where she was in her headspace, and I don't understand how that went over her head. Like, are they accusing me of not being um, diverse? And I'm like, that's not it. But optics wise, it don't look good. So the idea is to try to spin it where, and also Paulina's like she's a baby snatcher. So I really actually did a good job. And long story short, though, like you treated trash like trash. But they want to try to spin it. They want to try to make it seem like EJ was the best choice. You know, he helped Gabby, despite his feelings for her, get her out of prison for something that she didn't do, which is very true. So they're gonna run with that. Maybe make a press conference. You know, EJ loves to sit there and talk about themselves, so they're gonna do that. Now, Paulina left. And before, she left Abe, and, Abe was like, oh, it's time for my stories or whatever. And he goes on, he's like, it's local news. What's that about? I'm pretty sure that's how the Days of Our Lives fans, who probably didn't watch it a little bit, came back and was like, what's going on, NBC? Where's Days of Our Lives? It's 12. What's up? So he finds out, he's like, oh, the show, what's going on with the show? And Kayla and Kate are talking about it. Basically, they're saying that there was some sort of internal problems that was going on while the show got canceled. But at some point, she goes back to Abe's. They talk about it, and Abe is all like, "Oh, I can't believe that show got canceled. This is so messed up, or whatever." Now, how am I going to sit there and find out if somebody's going to go to jail for the 69th time or marry someone for the fourth time or something? Kate's like, maybe there's a way we can find out. And long story short, they're like, they can sit there and buy the rights to the show, and they can sit there and produce it. Um, so, like I said, it's gonna be a very surreal sort of couple of episodes. While that's going on, you got Steve, and Steve is that they're telling. I don't know exactly where Steve was. Oh yeah, Steve was talking to Marlena about he turned himself in. So if Jada sits there and tries to call your bluff because she's not really buying my story, just keep your damn mouth shut. Um, and then of course Marlena tells him that the reason why he's in Greece for so long is because he doesn't want to hurt Steve. He tells him about the fact that he almost killed Steve during that whole Constantine stuff, and that's why he's staying away so long. Um, but Steve was like, I got to go there and get him to come back home, which I don't really understand because he tried to kill you. Another reason why he went to Greece, besides the stupid reason, was because he wanted to get away from hurting uh, hurting Steve. Now he was going to go down there, or he was thinking about going down there, but that would violate his parole, um, or yeah, his not his parole, his bail or whatever. But long story short, EJ decided to be nice and drop the charges, so he can go down there and try to bring John back home. Which, of course, when he tells Kayla, she ain't happy about it. Now, Chad and Julie, or Chad, is still looking at that footage and is waiting for the technician to try to enhance it to see if it's her or not. And long story short, you know, he wants to sit there and talk to Kayla to find out, is it possible that she's still alive? Did she miss anything? And at first I was like, I don't know if that's such a good idea because that was her niece. And you're basically sitting there trying to get her to relive that, that terrible event. Yeah, she's a doctor, but that was also her loved one. So he's not too sure about doing it, but Julie convinces him to do it. And so he goes down there, he shows her the video. He's like, is it possible that she is still alive? Now, with everything that's been going on with Kayla, between her coming back to life, Steve coming back, and everything like that, and just all sorts of other people that have been dead and just coming back to life, it mentions Roth. She's like, yes, it's possible. So Chad goes to Paulina and asks, could he exhume the body? I don't really know why he has to sit there and go to Paulina to ask for that favor, but he does. What else happened? And that's the gist of the episode that wound up happening. Yes, there's a point where Stephanie comes to tell Marlena about Jada trying to go down there to, help with the Bobby Everett situation. But I mean, that nothing really came from that. It's just I don't know. I just I'm finding myself in some ways just not caring like that much about it. Okay, so he's gonna sit there and tease you with giving you clues to a murder and solving a murder, or whatever. Maybe he did it, maybe he didn't do it. But then what? Then what? So, like, I mean, what's going to wind up happening? Ultimately, they're going to integrate the personalities. He's going to get out the, you know, let me choose my words very carefully. He's going to get out of the facility, and then what? I just, part of me just doesn't. I mean, I don't dislike the character. I just I feel like this story could be told so much better than what it is. Maybe if he was like murking off people or hurting people or whatever, other than this whole, oh, I love this woman, oh, I love this woman. It's just like, okay, I mean, that's it. Like, really, that's. I don't know. There's just something about this story that I'm just not fully invested in. And be like, oh my goodness, I'm at the edge of my seat. I'm more. Here's let's put it this way. I'm more interested in this whole revival of Body and Soul, just because again, it's just so meta. Than I'm more about, oh, is Jada gonna really sit there and help Everett? Help Everett come back. I'm like, listen, I'm more interested in just seeing Jada because she's just looking so damn good more than this conversation. That's just pretty much where I am with this story. Anyway, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't think of anything else, but I will sit there and say come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll talk about all the shows, Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, Born and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. And with that being said, I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next video.